Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is Moth by Yashar Bonaparium. This is Moth son of Israel, son of Ephraim. And before I get started, I like to give all praises and honors to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Shalom to them Akim Agwaf and the Banya that's tuning into this video. That is peace to the brothers, sisters, and children tuning into this video. Let's get started. I don't know if you brothers been peeping what's going on the news where a lot of different Jake Jake young Jake women men are out here getting lynched. Man man hung in Charlotte. It's a 6-year-old woman is hung in Charlotte, Juliana, right? This is on May 8th, 2026. 16-year-old Julia I don't know how to say the last name, so I'm going to skip it, was found hanging from a tree on a property belonging to the United States of Prayer for All People along West Sugar Creek Road in North Charlotte. I didn't even realize that. She was hung on a so-called church, that damn whorehouse. Of course, they're going to say that it's a suicide because they always say it's a suicide, right? This one, Taisha Fortune hanging. She was hung. She was hung so high in a tree that they had to bring out the firemen to extend the ladder to get her out. The hanging of the death of Taisha Fortune, whose body was found outside of an abandoned house, have shaken her family and community in Mississippi, where 2 other people have been found hanging from trees in less than a year. Police have not indicated whether they consider 29-year-old black woman death suspicious, saying only that they are actively working to determine the circumstances surrounding the death. You were hung in a tree. No one is just going to hang themselves in a tree. They're being murdered, right? But these people are wicked and evil, so of course they're going to try to brush it under the rug because this is, that's how they get down. A black teen found hanging on a tree, suicide. This is the same one we were talking about, Juliana, right? We still got this stuff going on right here. You still got the Nolan Wells situation going on. This hasn't been clarified yet. If it was the other way around, if a Jake killed an Edomite, all the Jakes in a 100-yard vicinity would have been arrested already. And there's so many things that point that they got holes in their story, but we're not even gonna go into that. These people are evil. This is not our rest. These people are evil. We gotta get out of here. We have to return back to Yahweh Yahweh Shai and praise Yahweh Yahweh Shai, because that's our chance to get out of here and get to be safe. The book of Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Do you see what's going on with our people? This is a tale of oldest time. They was listening Issachar when it came to the strawberry fields. They was, you saw them euthanize the women from Jacob and from Judah and Ephraimites. You see that they kill us in the streets, and these people don't get in trouble. They it's like a prize to them. You know how you go to the Edomite house and they'll have a buck's head on the wall. They like to take pictures with these people before with our people before they kill them. Now we understand a lot of it is judgment, right? Just knowing his past without being innocent. But the fact that these people do it and they murder our people and nothing happens to them, right? They don't. Their government, which is under this guise of and God we trust, which they worship a false idol and not a real person, is wicked. These people are evil. They're evil, right? We have to return back unto the Lord, because this is the only way we can leave and depart from this land, right? The book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north. Save Ha Adonai Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as four winds of heaven. Save Ha Adonai Yahweh. It says, come forth, flee from the land of the north. Flee from the ways of the west, the rest of the world, from the north, right? North America, aka Babylon the Great, right? Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. right? You have to come out of those ways and come back to being a Israelite, right? The true followers of the true power, Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai, right? We're going to touch on these people. These people, the bloodthirsty, hate the up. These Slakia. I'm jumping the gun, Slakia. These people are wicked. These people are evil, right? And a lot of the stuff that's going on is just going to amp up and ultimately end up in causing a race war because it's starting to get is it's always been prevalent in this history. It's always been stuff that's always been happening. But as of recently, I feel like every time I get my news from social media. I hop on one of my social media apps. It's something else new that's happened that the Edomite has done. We got Chud the Builder that was going around calling Jake racial slurs and say, "Yeah, I can't wait for one of them to say something to me, so I'm gonna kill him." And he shot a Jake, and he went to jail and then got out on bond. He shot a Jake around the courthouse. On top of that, so attempted murder, and then around the, I know this is probably another law infringement that he broke. He infringement on the law by being around the courthouse and shooting a gun, plotted murder and all that. But he's walking free. These people are evil, and they know that they're gonna try to get order through chaos. They know that this is amping up to a race war. They know that that is a prophecy for this to happen. But at the end of the day, they lose. Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai is going to come back and put BTA on their ass. It's going to be over. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 10, the bloodthirsty hate the upright, but seek his soul. Look, now I'm not saying, because obviously, like we said, we know that no one has passed being innocent, right? But they're bloodthirsty. They're animals. They hate us. They hate us, but they seek his soul. They know the saying, the cliche saying your mother would say, oh, they hate us because they ain't us. Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. The book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Adonai Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundations of thereof, right? O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. These people was watching while our people were being taken off. Those people were watching our people getting taken off to slavery. And talking about, yes, erase them, kill them all. Yes, get them out of history books. Yes, kill them all, erase them. These people hates us. They hate us. The Edomites hate Jakes. They hate the 12 tribes. But it's cool. What they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. It's cool. Because we popping. We are the true children of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Shoot. If I wasn't a Israelite, I'd be mad too. Oh, again, it says, "Oh, daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed." In game is they're going to be destroyed, and they're going into captivity. So while they do this to ramp up KO to have more order, so they can start pushing the charagma and obviously pushing the needle and finish off the latter prophecies, which is ultimately going to end their demise. So I say, haste it. I don't have to say haste it. Kahalom la Yahweh Shai. Allow them to haste it. Baba Kushai. Yahweh. Matter of fact, Salakia. Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Haste it. Baba Kushai. Haste it. Ask the Lord to hasten it. Because it's coming and it's ramping up. And these people think this is a game thing. They're going to triumph when these people are going to lose. The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. They say, sell them, they say. Blessed be Adonai Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity me not. Pity them not. These people will kill us in the streets and get to retire early. Because the little peon Edomites, they'll start a GoFundMe and put thousands and hundreds of $1,000s behind each person's life. That is killed a Jake, killed a Issacharite, killed a Ephraimite, killed a Benjamite, right? If I don't know if these people hate us, but it's okay. Let's brew it up. Let's brew it. Let's get to the race wars. Let's do it. I say let's do it. Let's get to it, man. The faster this stuff happen, the faster Yahweh Shai gonna come back and end it all. The book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You never trust your enemy. You be careful who you're around, and you understand that how these people are wired, how they're wired down to their to this how their body naturally works. Everything they do, everything they've set up in this world has been for them to set up to throw us astray. Everybody. But this right here is in game. Not in game, Shalaki. I want to say in game because in game is the missiles hitting. But this is the start of that perdition on the streets. The craziness and people just dying on the street, right? Because all this stuff is going to happen. Is the people's emotions going to boil over, and 2/3 emotions going to boil over. Those the Edomites, their emotions going to boil over, and this is going to start. It's going to get cracking. The book of Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world, destruction to the world, right? And them that dwell within therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and the sword is in their hand. What is it? What is it? One people shall stand up against another, and to fight against another, and swords in their hand. What is that saying? That's going into race wars. All this stuff happening right now is ramping up to them race wars, man. It's all prophecy. Now, like I said, that's why I said hasten it. Adoratazah, Yahweh Shah, hasten it. Because once that's hastened, all the other perdition is hastened, and through order through KO, they gonna try to push out Karagma. Let that be hastened. And once they hasten that, let Adoratazah, let hasten these people's hands to that big red button, so we can get out of here. We're so close. People don't understand how close we are. So close. So close. The book of Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? And if you can understand, this is basically going into reincarnation, right? But we're not going to touch on that because that's not what we're touching on right now. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Look, beginning of famine and great death. If you've been looking, Puerto Rico hasn't had water in like 2-3 months. That's famine. That's famine of water. We still got famine of food coming. We got famine of the word coming. Great death. Beginning of wars. The race riots, the race wars. People that's gonna be fighting and perdition in the street. Then we got the wars where the Lord is gathering all the nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat. The power shall stand in fear. These people are scared. They know that their end is coming. Our start is coming. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scorners for amendment. This is judgment for the heathen and unrighteous, them 2/3. This is all this stuff is happening. So you gotta understand that one, really always go back to you being in this book, so you can't get caught sidetracked and you understand what's going on. But all this stuff is leading to something big. It's gonna pop, and Adoratazah, it pops soon. Give all praises and honors my power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, Shalom to Malcolm Agwa from the volume that tuned this video, and that's peace to the brothers, sisters, and children that tuned this video. Adoratazah, this was edifying to you, and able to give you some light. We got, again, break it down with Call Halom Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, Shalom.